That day, Yong Jin wreaked havoc on everyone by beating them to a pulp. The reason? He had lost his judo match. The beatdown was so severe that he had left his targets half crippled, and all of that he did by himself. So in other words, Sun Si-hwan was trying to tell Wong Dam that picking up a fight against Yong Jin might not be the wisest decision to make at the moment. Wong Dam hears all this, and it almost seemed like nothing affected him. He asked Sun Si-hwan which class Yong Jin was in before he got up and went off to somewhere. This put the whole classroom, including Tae-suk, on alert. The rumors of Wong Dam going after Yong Jin turned out to be real after all. Wong Dam, without a care, went ahead and was walking towards Yong Jin's class. Si-hwan was trying his level best to stop Wong Dam from doing it, as he was purely against attacking someone like Yong Jin on such a whim. Wong Dam didn't like how Si-hwan was behaving though. He called out Si-hwan for his double standards by mentioning how Si-hwan had told Wong Dam that he was the best, and that he was the actual #1 of the school. So, was that all for the sake of flattering Wong Dam? Si-hwan says that is not the case, and the real problem is that Yong Jin is not even at school. Wong Dam initially does not pay attention, but he is kind of taken aback once he realizes that Yong Jin is not at school. Wong Dam finds this whole thing to be quite weird, as just yesterday, Yong Jin was at school, and now he is not. What does that mean? Did Yong Jin get suspended for something? Si-hwan says that is not the case, to which Wong Dam asks where Yong Jin could be. To answer that question, Si-hwan brings out the notebook that tracks the activities of the top 7 guys at school. Wong Dam is weirded out by the book, as he asks Si-hwan just why does he have a notebook like that. Si-hwan says that it helps him know what the top 7 are usually up to, which still does not answer Wong Dam's question on why he would keep that in a notebook. However, upon inspecting the notebook for a bit, Si-hwan finds out that Yong Jin could be there at the moment, the place where he feels the most at home. At Buksan Judo Field, Yong Jin was sweating profusely after some rigorous training. He sat down to rest a bit, but immediately gets slapped on the head by his master. The master yells at Yong Jin for coming there, and asks him what he was doing. Straightforward, Yong Jin answers that he was actually working out. The master says that he can see that, but that is not the point. The point is that Yong Jin's father is the master's friend, and he is very concerned. He is concerned that his son is not going to school and is coming here to practice, potentially putting his future in danger. The female masters got mad at the main master for hitting Yong Jin though, saying this reason was not good enough for him to hit Yong Jin on the head, his handsome head. Meanwhile, Yong Jin tells the master that he does not care about going to school anymore. Why? Because he thinks that going to school does not affect his chances of getting a job. He feels like he will stay unemployed either way. Just then, loud banging was heard on the dojo's door. This concerned everyone inside, making them wonder who it was behind the knocking. Turns out it was Wong Dam who came to pick a fight. Sun Si-hwan grabbed onto Wong Dam's leg, begging for Wong Dam to not create a scene there. However, Wong Dam wanted to waste no time. Si-hwan also questioned why he was dragged there with him. Wong Dam answered by saying that he did it because Si-hwan has never actually seen Wong Dam fight, so this is a good opportunity for him to witness it. Furthermore, he wants Si-hwan to spread the word of Wong defeating Yong Jin to strengthen his reputation in school. Just then, practitioners of the dojo opened the door, confronting Wong Dam and Si-hwan. They asked them what they were there for. Were they there to get an admission perhaps? Si-hwan tries to de-escalate the situation, but Wong Dam directly declares that he is not there for some admission, and that his real purpose is to challenge the dojo to a fight. This had severely angered the practitioners, who could not believe that 2 guys were looking to take on the entire dojo. They were especially ticked off by Si-hwan, who had a broken arm, but dared to came for a fight. Si-hwan tries to explain the matter, but Wong Dam does not help. Instead, he puts fuel to fire by telling Si-hwan to take care of those guys, while he went inside. Once inside, Wong Dam directly confronts Yong Jin, telling him that he probably already got the gist of the thing by talking to Lim Guk-hyun, so he wants to get it done and over with. Yong Jin wants none of that, and pissed off he tells Wong Dam to get out of there. Wong Dam finds that to be quite disrespectful, as he just wanted to get done with what is the inevitable. The master steps in and asks Wong Dam just why he was causing a scene at their dojo, and that if he knows Yong Jin. Wong Dam says that they are from the same school, but lies about being from the disciplinary committee. He mentions how Yong Jin has been skipping classes, so he has been sent to beat some senses into him. Yong Jin tries to explain himself, but Wong Dam continues on, saying that Yong Jin has been making his father concerned by not coming to school, when he is supposed to study hard and get a job through that. He calls him a bad child. Furthermore, he asks Yong Jin why he even comes to the dojo after what had happened. Yong Jin is left confused by this. Wong Dam tells him not to act innocent and brings up how he had viciously beaten up tons of people at a restaurant, and asks just whose life does he want to ruin through judo now. This was the final nail for Yong Jin, who gets raged up and asks Wong Dam just what does he know, while he charges at him. However, to his surprise, he is stopped by the master. Yong Jin asks the master why he was doing that. The master checks out Wong Dam to see that he has a lot of scars, unlike most high schoolers, and that he also has great muscles. This just proves that he is no ordinary kid. So, the master tells Yong Jin that instead of raging, they should just fight it out here. Yong Jin tries to tell him how Wong Dam is lying, but the master says that because they need to fight eventually, they should just do it here instead of doing it at the street where he cannot moderate the situation. However, Yong Jin is not comfortable fighting at the dojo. This makes the master ask him whether it's his dojo or Yong Jin's. Besides, this problem has taken shape because Yong Jin did not go to school and study properly. So, he just wants him to be a man and own up to his responsibilities. Which is why he wants him to fight here and end it neatly. Wong Dam is happy by this call from the master, and calls him wise for understanding. However, the master says that he cannot let Wong Dam use the place for free, and he needs to pay up in some manner. He says that he does not care whether or not he is a member of the student disciplinary committee. He does not think that a kid like Wong Dam would be able to fix Yong Jin, who does not even listen to his father. So, if Wong Dam loses, the master wants him to join the dojo. He does not even want Wong Dam to pay the fee, he just wants him to practice and represent the dojo in a proper way. Wong Dam agrees to the deal right away. This confuses everyone in the dojo, as they ask just why would the master allow a punk like him to join. The master, however, was more concentrated on getting another member of the dojo. Wong Dam speaks up and says that he also wants a condition added. If he wins, he wants Yong Jin to be removed from the dojo. He thinks it is only fair because Yong Jin has tarnished their name in the past. The master agrees to this, which leaves Yong Jin perplexed. The master explains that his words make sense, and that he can no longer let Yong Jin waste away his life. So he asks if Yong Jin will fight, to which Yong Jin says yes. This concerns the dojo members, which Wong Dam finds hilarious. He declares that he will be easily winning this fight, so they should just write their farewell letters for Yong Jin. The master asks Wong Dam if he really thinks so, as he knows already Yong Jin is an athlete. However, what he might not know that no other athlete in this dojo has been able to beat Yong Jin. Yes, he was involved in a very disgraceful act, but putting that aside, his skills are nothing to scoff at. Si Huan, who was beaten up, also agreed with this notion. Wong Dam is very strong and he has defeated Hyung Min and his crew by himself. But Yong Jin is a different beast. His rank of number 7 is considered to be low, and he is someone who has decimated several athletes at once. Thus, the fight was about to begin. The dojo set the rules straight. They are going to wear 4-ounce gloves and the rules of the fight will be based on mixed martial arts. They want it to be a clean and regulated fight and not a street brawl. And the referee will call for a stoppage if things get too dangerous. As Wong Dam and Yong Jin stood face to face, Wong Dam talked trash. He told him to not go easy, because then the students at the school won't believe it. He wants Yong Jin to go all out. After further instructions, the referee calls for the start of the fight, and the very first thing that happens is Wong Dam landing a thunderous left hook to Yong Jin's face, stunning everyone watching. The punch was powerful enough to drop Yong Jin on the spot. Wong Dam didn't waste any time and immediately went to follow up the punch with a football punt kick to take out Yong Jin for good. However, Yong Jin is quick enough to step out of harm's way. Wong Dam mocked Yong Jin's status as an athlete, saying he certainly didn't seem like one. The referee subsequently steps in and yells at Wong Dam for using a football punt, as those are not allowed in the MMA rules. Wong Dam says that he never agreed on following a rule set, and this angers the referee and they start arguing. Seeing this, the master was taken aback. He didn't expect Wong Dam to have such an attitude, and it makes him wonder if everyone from Yong Jin's school is like this. Yong Jin tells the ref that it is fine, and that he is fine with continuing as is. The master also gives the nod, as Yong Jin is fine with fighting this way. Wong Dam tells the referee to get out of the way. The referee does so, and Wong Dam pounces on the opportunity right away. He leads in with a punch which Yong Jin manages to block. Wong Dam doesn't stop though, and throws a barrage of lefts and rights despite Yong Jin's tight block. However, Yong Jin didn't see the leg kick coming, and Wong Dam manages to catch him off guard with it. This also creates an opening on the face, which Wong Dam exploits with a straight right punch, shaking up Yong Jin. As Yong Jin backtracked, Wong Dam followed suit and it looked like he was throwing another punch. Yong Jin ducked, but Wong Dam was actually going for a clinch, so he grabs Yong Jin before pulling him into a devastating knee strike to the midsection. The blow takes the wind out of Yong Jin, and he ends up dropping down to the floor. Wong Dam once again loads up what looks like a football punt, and this scared everyone, including Yong Jin. However, Wong Dam was only deceiving Yong Jin. He exclaimed that he isn't the type of street punk he is being perceived as. Wong Dam instead takes a full mount on Yong Jin, ready to do some ground and pound. Sun Si-hwan watches this, and is shocked by how Yong Jin is standing no chance against Wong Dam. He had underestimated Wong Dam's strength, and he wonders just what kind of upbringing did Wong Dam have. Yong Jin then bridges his body to disbalance Wong Dam, before slipping out of the mount and delivering a hard punch to Wong Dam. The punch sends Wong Dam tumbling, and he tells Yong Jin that he is quite impressed. He didn't expect a fight back from Yong Jin after getting beaten up for so long. However, he thinks it is too bad, as Yong Jin's comeback won't last for long. Saying this, Wong Dam once again charges in, but Yong Jin manages to dodge the straight punch. Wong Dam doesn't stop though. He throws both a left hook and a right hook, but both of them get blocked. Yong Jin also tries his luck by going for a hook, but it just leaves him open, and Wong Dam catches him with a punch to the face. The master sees this, and understands that Wong Dam isn't experienced in any particular martial art. Rather, he is just experienced in fighting for real. He doesn't care about what's fair and what's not, he just wants to win. He is sure that Wong Dam is pretty good with weapons too based on his movements. So, it makes the master wonder if Wong Dam has lived the life of a mafia at such a young age. So, it makes him worry for Yong Jin. The fight continues, and Yong Jin tries his best to get some blows in, but Wong Dam just lures him into a trap and hits him with a wicked headbutt. Wong Dam then tells Yong Jin that this is where his dojo journey ends, and that from now on, he will focus on studying. Wong Dam was about to deal the final blow, but suddenly, Yong Jin was reminded of the defeat while doing judo. Not wanting to go through that again, Yong Jin decides to use a judo move, but he stops midway for whatever reason. Wong Dam doesn't stop though, and hits Yong Jin with a solid punch to knock him down. After doing so, Wong Dam mocks Yong Jin, saying he actually doesn't know judo. Or rather, maybe he is refusing to use it. The story moves into a flashback from a year prior. Yong Jin was much happier back then, and he had gifts from several girls, who wished him luck for the upcoming judo match. Yong Jin was nice to them, and received the sweets they gave him. The girls were just swooning over him, which made the guys jealous. One of them also asks Yong Jin if he wants to hang out with her before the match, as it is advised to rest before the match. Yong Jin gets her point, but politely turns her down, saying he wants to train a little more. Soon after, Yong Jin leaves. The guys come over to the girls and say that there's no reason for him to hang out with them. In fact, he never even hangs out with them. All he cares about is judo. They don't really see the appeal in such a boring way of life, but the girls still find it quite attractive. Just the fact that he has a goal and wants to focus on it. Later at the dojo, Yong Jin ends up feeding the sweets to his training partners. The master asks Yong Jin if that is okay for him to give away, as it was a gift. Yong Jin said it was fine. He had received the gift to thank them, but he doesn't really want to eat sweets. So he is fine with giving it away. However, the manager tells him to not come to the dojo before the match. It is important to rest, and it's not like Yong Jin is new to tournaments. He shouldn't be feeling the nerves before such a match anyway. However, it turns out that he does indeed feel nervous. The master understands him, but advises him to stay home and take care of his father instead of doing this. Yong Jin takes the advice and decides to go home and rest. Late at night, Yong Jin was about to sleep when his father suddenly came back home. His father asks Yong Jin if he had woken him up, but Yong Jin assured him that he didn't. His father tells him to go to sleep quickly, as he has a tournament coming up. Yong Jin agrees. However, Yong Jin does notice that his father always has his back turned to him. He never opens up, but it feels like there's something that bothers him. He had a well-running business, which went bankrupt when Yong Jin was a kid. As a result, his mother suddenly left one day and never came back. This took a toll on him. As for Yong Jin, he doesn't like going to school. He only feels alive when he is scoring points in judo. In a way, that is to be expected, as his father was apparently the same as him and trained judo with his master. However, he also thinks that his father must be afraid of Yong Jin turning out like him, but he never shows it as he has his back turned. Which is why Yong Jin never wants to disappoint his father. However, one day he did end up disappointing his father. The day when he beat up several other guys at a restaurant because he lost in judo. He had resolved not to tarnish his father's name, so he had no idea why he did it. It was like everything had come back to haunt him in his imagination. He sees one of the people he had beat up, with half of his face destroyed. The person calls him evil, and asks him how he dared to turn his face like that. The person says that Yong Jin is only using his father's behavior as an excuse to justify his behavior. He is just putting on a show when he is just selfish. The guy also mentions that Yong Jin has stopped doing judo, yet he still goes to the dojo before suddenly turning into a demon. He attacks Yong Jin and asks him if he still has any regrets. Yong Jin fights back and takes out that demon while exclaiming that he is not putting on a show. However, the other people who were laid out also turn into demons and start asking Yong Jin if it is really not a show. Then does he enjoy crippling people? Does he like using judo to destroy lives? The reality is, he is just doing it for himself and that everything else is an excuse. Yong Jin was seemingly getting consumed by that demon. Back to the present time. The thing that snapped Yong Jin out of that trance was the master yelling at him to get his stuff together. However, it was a bit too late, as Wong Dam had already landed a blow on him and knocked him down. Wong Dam admitted that Yong Jin is tough. Tired, he asks the referee to call a finish to the match and announce him as the victor. The referee was very much pissed off at him, but Wong Dam wants to count it as a win already as the result is clear. He does mention that he was expecting a lot more from Yong Jin, as he is supposed to be an athlete. But turns out he is no athlete, he is just a scummy man. So he tells Yong Jin to be a nice guy from now on and focus on his studies. Wong Dam then asks Sun Si Huan to follow him, as he gets ready to leave. Just as they are about to take their leave though, the master calls out to Wong Dam. He asks him just why is he leaving. After all, the fight isn't even over yet. Annoyed, Wong Dam turns back to see a fully raged-up Yong Jin, still willing to fight. Wong Dam gets irritated by his persistence and asks him what he wants. Yong Jin raises his voice, as he states that Wong Dam likes to think that he knows everything, which is why he sprouts out nonsense. But in actuality, he is nothing more than a thug who doesn't know anything. Wong Dam is someone without dreams and responsibilities, so he has no idea what Yong Jin feels like. Wong Dam scoffs and repeats Yong Jin's words, before getting serious and calling his righteous act nothing but bullcrap. He tells Yong Jin to stop trying to portray what he did as a poor act, and calls him an unredeemable loser. Wong Dam continues on, saying that Yong Jin just ran away by creating a pitiable enough excuse. It makes him feel bad for Yong Jin's parents. At the end of his patience, Yong Jin says that he has had enough, because it seems like Wong Dam wants to see this whole thing to the end. He charges at Wong Dam, while the man himself pushes away Sun Si Huan, as he feels annoyed by the whole situation. As Yong Jin comes closer, Wong Dam swings a wayward right hook, as he says that he wants to end this for once and for all. Yong Jin smartly ducks down to avoid the punch. Instead, he was going for the middle portion of Wong Dam's body. Yong Jin mentions how Wong Dam had expected much more from him as an athlete. So he grabs Wong Dam, picks him up in the air using a judo technique, and tells him that he will show him what he wants. As he slammed down Wong Dam on the ground as hard as he could while spiking his head, Yong Jin tells Wong Dam to not regret what he wished for. Judo is a martial art that works on the thinking that softness prevails against hardness. It is about respecting one's opponent during the contest. However, like all martial arts, it is made from a will to live. At that moment, Yong Jin felt like his life was in danger. To him, who puts conviction above everything else. The denial of the people dear to him made him break down the wall he created around himself. Thus, his rage turned into his willingness to live. After the slam, Wong Dam was initially quiet, but soon started comically crying out in pain, as the slam did hurt him a lot.